What's up, Wizards Dev from MTG back again. I got another deck tech for you today. Been teasing this one for a while and working on it for even longer. This is Bant Superfriends. Yeah, people pretty excited about the Superfriends right now just because everyone likes Superfriends. And we are going to go ahead and jump in here. Well, the deck probably went through more incarnations than anything I've ever made on this channel. It's been a control deck, a mid-range deck, and even an aggro deck. And this is what we ended up with, 22 creatures, so went more on the mid-range end. Very creature-based, honestly. Let's see what we got here. We're playing 6 mana dorks. We got 2 Elvish Mystic in the 1-drop slot, and we got 4 Sylvan Carry added over here, because we need our manas. I mean, a 3-color deck. We need to get ahead of the curve a little bit because we're playing a lot of high mana cards, and yeah, 6 mana, guys. We've got 3 copies of Fleecemane Lion, obviously. This is a good card. Seen a lot of play in the green-white devotion decks as of late, and all throughout its history and standard the last couple of years. Yeah, Fleecemane Lion, I always want to do that. Fleecemane Lion, I don't know why. I think of the stupid ram or the sheep. But in any case, yeah, Fleecemane Lion is crazy. Super crazy. Survives most forms of removal after we get the monstrous off, and yeah. I will probably just call him Nick's Fleece Lion for the rest of this video because, I don't know, I'm more comfortable with that Fleece Mane. It's never stuck with me. We have 11 creatures that flip up, so let's go over our Morph Suite real quick. We've got 4 Den Protector and 4 Death Mist Raptor. Yeah, this combination has proven pretty amazing so far this season. No doubt about that since Dragons of Tarkir has come out. These 2 cards work super well together. And, you know, Den Protector can get back a lot of stuff for us, including some of our walkers when they inevitably go to the graveyard. So I'm a huge fan of Den Protector, always have been. Glad to see that it is actually super there and good. Same thing with Death Mist Raptor. I think a lot of people liked the Raptor during spoiler season, and we're all glad to see that it's here in Standard. And, you know, it's in this deck. These 2 cards work super well together. And our other guy that flips up is 3 copies of Hidden Dragon Slayer. Hidden Dragon Slayer is awesome. It's really good. Takes care of siege rhinos and other huge things, Tassigurs, you know, the like. We'll see a lot of those. Sidisi's. Yeah, I could actually keep going. Thunderbreak Regen, you know, Ojutai if he's tapped. There's lots and lots of stuff that this takes care of. And is good. And also activates Raptor when he flips up. So yeah, play Hidden Dragon Slayer. We got 2 more creatures. They're both dragons. 1 copy of Dragon Lord Ojutai and 1 copy of Dragon Lord Dramoka, respectively. Against almost anything, Ojutai is pretty good. And against control, obviously, Dramoka is good. But if you can get him out and it's not super hard, against, you know, mid-range decks, he blocks very, very well. The lifelink is killer, you know. And yeah, it keeps them from removing guys on your turn. I mean, he's no slouch against stuff other than control. He gets a little, you know, not enough love for that, honestly. But both these guys obviously good, especially Ojutai. I don't really need to explain it too much. We're only running 4 spells in this mid-range deck. 4 copies of Valorous Stance in the main. We've got a pretty spell-heavy side. But 4 copies of Valorous Stance in the main because it does the things we want it to do. I mean, how many times can we explain Valorous Stance? You know, saves your guys, kills their guys. Awesome. Why not? So let's go ahead and get to the main attraction. And we're going to start with a slightly controversial choice. We've got 1 copy of my girl Kiki, Kiora the Crashing Wave. She does everything we want her to do. I mean, she holds them off until the late game with that +1 ability. She definitely, I like that second ability a lot, honestly. You know, we get to play a land, that's cool. We get to draw a card, which is really, really cool, especially in something like this. And we get to play her very early. So I've always liked Kiki. If we can get her ultimate off, we win the game, pretty much. So yeah, Kiki, just the 1 copy all day. 2 copies of Nissa World Waker. Again, needs no introduction. Nissa's everyone's jam. That first ability will win us a lot of games. And not much else. Now, if we can ultimate her, which can happen, definitely. If we can ultimate her, we do have 7 basics in the deck. We can, you know, bring in 4 or 5 sometimes. And, yeah, ultimate's fine too. But mostly, we can sometimes win the game off that first ability. 2 copies of a guy I don't know if you expected to see. This is a Johnny Mentor of Heroes, and he is cray. He's my favorite Planeswalker in this deck, in application with what the deck does. In other, you know, previous builds that I had done, there weren't any of this guy. But in this thing, Mentor is crazy. Like, I just can't really say how incredible Mentor is. You know, both the first and second abilities interact well with different parts of the deck. We're running a lot of creatures, so the first ability is crazy. The second ability is good because we're running a lot of planeswalkers. So that's good, and a lot of creatures, you know. I mean, he just works well with large amount of creatures, and this is a mid-range deck with just that. And he does everything for us. It's hard to pick between those first two abilities a lot of the time, because they're both so good. 2 copies of Elspeth, you know, because Elspeth. Why wouldn't I include Elspeth in a Bant Superfriends deck? I really have nothing more to say other than Elspeth is one of the best planeswalkers in the recent standard history, the last couple of years, and still is. And 1 copy of, can you guess, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, because planeswalkers, and we're making a lot of mana in this deck, and I mean, Super Friends, I have an excuse to put Ugin in there. I mean, Ugin, again, is just probably the most powerful card in the format once he's on the table. I shouldn't even say probably. He is, once he's on the table, one of the most powerful cards in Magic history. And so, Ugin. I'm going to put up the lands right here real quick. We're still very mana hungry with all the big planeswalkers, all the dragons, well, the 2 big dragons. We have to monstrous Nyx Fleeceland. We have to flip guys up. We're very mana hungry, and yeah, we need our land drops very much. And we're doing a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff comes into play tap, which is kind of meh. But we do have a good amount of fetches, a fair amount of basic lands, mostly for Nissa. But yeah, I feel like this is a fairly strong mana base. So, a quick note about the sideboard before we get out of here today. Sideboard obviously transitions into a couple of different things. Obviously, first, a control deck. You see the Stubborn Denial, the Disdainful Strokes, the End Hostilities there. The Narset Transcendent for when you make it a control deck and you still have some Planeswalkers in. Narset Transcendent's really awesome. Honestly, when I first made the deck, it was very much more a control deck, and Narset Transcendent's really good in that. Her first 2 abilities are crazy. In a more control-y type thing, but she didn't have a place in the main deck of this. She definitely does in the board, though, when we become a more spell-oriented deck. We can also become a more aggressive or more mid-rangey type deck. Obviously, you see the Dromoka's Charms in there. We've got Master of the Unseen. I'm thinking about finding a place for Whisperwood Elemental in this board, or even in the main somewhere, but have not yet. Well, that's Bant Super Friends. I had a hell of a time making this deck. I have a few different things that I tried to do with it. And I find that the most consistent version is the creature-heavy version. And Ajani, Mentor of Heroes, really comes into his own in this deck. He's so insane. Nissa helps out a lot. I even really like Kiki, and of course Elspeth is always an all-star. We see the interaction between Den Protector and Raptor. We see Hidden Dragon Slayer is really good. That was a card we were on the fence about going into this season, but turns out Dragon Slayer is the real deal. A lot of these, Megamorph cards are, amazingly enough. So, in any case, let us know how you felt about Bant Super Friends, and go up to your NF&M and play it. I actually think this is a fairly strong deck. I've been making a lot of sort of more fun stuff that has a strong leaning to it. I'm a Spike at heart, but I feel like this deck actually has a fair amount of power and can do a lot of good things for you. So try it out, see what it does for you, and then leave a comment, or you can do that even before you try it out. Leave a comment down there, let us know how you felt about it. Like, share, subscribing is always really cool because I do deck techs like every 2 or 3 days if I can help it. I really like what I do. And I hope you guys like what I do. I'm Dev from Strictly Better MTG, and I'll see you kids next time. Thanks for watching, Wizards. Wait, while I've still got you, Wizards, what do you want to do next time? I forgot to ask during the thing. 2 really exciting decks on the docket here. Do you want to see Blue-Red Control? Which is really, really quirky and awesome and actually works very well. Or do you want to see Naya Dragons, which is equally exciting. Really, really fun deck to make. I've got both of these ready to go. I just want to see what you guys think. Yeah, Blue-Red Control, Naya Dragons. You let us know down there in the comments, and I will get it done for you. I'm Dev from SBMTG, and we'll see you next time. All right, Yuki. We'll see you next time. Yes, Miss Yukiko. If anybody's wondering what Yukiko she's named after, Persona 4.